cookies. I can have milk and cookies.
You can have milk and cookies.
I'm going to start with or should I save them?
I don't know.
I'm going to start with the cookie.
No,
you want to talk about Fallout?
cookies are in a crinkly bag.
Yeah, that's why I'm like...
I offered you cookies before the podcast.
They're not...
You could have eaten them before, but now they're just going to sit there.
No, I just have to look at them?
Yes.
Okay, but I've already made all this sound.
Doesn't matter.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we both watched half of this show.
Crawl out through the fallout, baby, to my loving arms.
If you don't know, Fallout is a show based on a video game.
It's really yummy, actually.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's really good.
All right, lovely. I'm glad. Do you taste the OT and the coconutty?
To be honest, actually, yeah.
Well, I'm not going to try it.
Not
Keep
much
that shit
else,
away
though.
From me. Well, it hasn't got anything else in it.
Didn't promise anything else.
It has secret champagne banana in it. So, Fallout. We've been watching it. We decided to do this stupid thing. Now, what we've decided to do, because both of us are missing half of the information here, is we have a board next to us with all of the characters, and we also have some markers to sort of basically
We're going to murder board it.
We're going to murder board it and figure out what happened. But should we do our little review beforehand of what we thought of the show?
We should. I feel like now that I'm looking at this, I feel like we need locations on there, but that's fine.
We can write up locations.
Yeah, we can draw a funny little picture.
Yeah, exactly.
They're all going to look the same. It's just a vault or a desert.
Here's our review of Fallout. Listen to last week.
Just before we dive into spoilers and do that chat, I think I get it.
You think you get it?
I think I have almost all the information I need. I just have like follow-ups, or like where did that start, or like was that a red herring, or did that have a resolution? But I get it.
I have characters that I don't know who they are, where they came from. I have so many like hanging loose threads. I think maybe simply because I haven't seen
the finale.
I
think that's huge.
But then I think there are a lot of like connecting threads that I've also missed.
No, I get it.
Yeah. So let's jump into it, I reckon.
Here come the spoilers.
Here's spoilers and us trying to work out what happened in Fallout Season 1. Okay.
Now, do you have questions?
I have questions.
I'm going to start drawing things. Can you give me that black? Blue for vaults.
Okay, you can give blue for vaults.
I'm just going to start drawing some vaults because there's so many vaults in this thing.
All right. Why don't you draw some vaults and I'm going to...
They're just squares. Don't get excited.
I thought you'd make them like cogs.
They should be cogs, but I am drawing this on an awful angle.
You could have at least made them circuit. It doesn't matter. Whatever. You do a vault. I'm going to read out the characters, and you can tell me if you know them or not.
Okay, great. This is a fun game.
So we got the Ghoul.
Yeah.
Also known as the Gogs. Walton Goggin.
The Gogs.
That's what I've got in my notes. We have Norm MacLean, who is these aren't in any particular order, it's just the order that we put them up. Norm MacLean, brother of Lucy MacLean, one of our main characters. Who are our main characters? I think Lucy's one of our main characters. Let's start with
the main three characters. Let's do it in that order.
Let's do the minimum. All right, let's rearrange this shit.
Start rearranging.
All right. So we have the Ghoul is one of the main characters, yeah?
I would agree with that.
We have Lucy, who's one of the main characters.
Yep.
And then I think, is Maximus one of our main characters?
I would say so.
Cool.
Is Maximus in the first episode?
Yeah, like second half of the first episode.
Yeah, are those the three that are introduced in the first episode?
I mean, we get more characters than that.
But are those the three?
Those are the three.
Okay, I would agree with that.
Okay, we're going to put them up the top here. Should we now organize them under that?
Oh, like who's
related
like
to?
Family and colleagues and whatever first.
Sick. All right. So as we already mentioned, Norm is the... Put that drink down. You're done with it.
Can you give me some more?
No, stop it. Put it down. We're focused here. I need to figure out what happened. You have a video know what's going on.
I forget that you have no idea what's going on.
I have no clue. This is very important to me.
Sorry. Okay, I'm listening.
Norm is the brother of Lucy. You've got to help me move these around as well.
You're doing great. Hank MacLean is the father of Lucy and Norm.
Sick.
There goes one marker. We got 3 left.
Okay.
Oh no, that's the blue one.
It's
okay, I was dumb with that.
Is Chet the cousin
of
Lucy and Norm?
Yep.
Do we know if Chet is like
Chet
on
would be-
Hank's side or is on the mother's side?
Oh, great question.
Because we also
actually.
don't have
I don't know. You
the mother here.
correct.
And the mother, I have no clue what's going on
would
with.
be quite helpful to have that here, but that's fine.
Sick. Okay.
I don't know which side Chet is on.
So, I don't know. Okay. So let's go over Vault Dwellers, I guess.
Okay.
Expand from this. So we've also got Steph Harper, who is the wife of Chet. Now you've gone silent.
No.
What?
No. No, she has a different husband who died. And doesn't she? She's pregnant.
She has a kid. We see the kid.
In what episode? A baby? A small baby?
A small
Yeah,
baby.
no, so she gives birth to that baby in the previous episode.
Okay.
So, okay, here's what happens with Steph. She has a different husband.
What?
She has a husband, right?
Yeah.
Who's not Chet, okay?
Okay.
A husband called, I don't know, David or something, right?
Yeah.
She's heavily pregnant with David's baby.
Yeah.
Okay, David dies, I think maybe in episode 1.
Oh, in the
after,
big, when a bunch of
everyone
raiders
died.
come in to the vault.
Slow-mo
Okay.
Slaughterville. Mm-hmm. Steph puts that eye patch on because
She got like,
doesn't trust Amazon. Gets a fork to the eye.
Yeah.
And goes to Chet and says, like, I'm pretty sad. Like, I'm going through David's stuff. Can you use some of it? Do you want some of it?
Okay.
And they get talking. Mm-hmm. And then she puts on David's clothes on Chet. And they kind of basically role play that David's still alive. And they start having sex.
Okay.
And then Steph starts giving birth.
Oh, while they're having. Oh my God! What the fuck?
It's one of the most fucked up scenes in the show.
There are a lot of fucked up scenes in the show.
Are there?
Well, there's the bit where Lucy has sex with one of the raiders.
Oh yeah, that's pretty weird. Well, it's fine.
Did you see that?
Afterwards, I saw that.
The first episode.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, she's also like, "That was one of the best nights of my life."
And then he's like, "Actually, I'm a murderer, and I've just stabbed you."
No, like post that. While she was walking around the wasteland talking to other characters, she was like,
"Oh, what?
This happened, and it was still one of the best nights of my life. Like it was really
That's
good."
Hilarious.
After this raider came and like
he sure did. Anyway, enough of that.
Oh my God, nice. Funny. Okay. So Chet, because that was really confusing because we barely see Steph's husband.
Yes.
And then I just see Steph and Chet together, so I assume that they're...
Even more confusing for me, because I didn't realize either of those two were alive. So, actually, that's one of my 5 or 6 questions. At the end of episode... Not the end. When I stopped watching episode 1, terrorist raider lady Moldova says... Hank McClane, you got to choose between your daughter and all these other vault
Is that
dwellers.
who Moldova is?
Yeah.
I've never seen this woman in my life.
What?
Also, I'd like to point out all of these photos because that I printed out. I made them real nice. I pulled all the images. I got all the character names, and then I printed it out on our printer that is extremely low on ink. So all of them look horrifying. All of them look like they've been inverted.
Yeah, they look like negatives, everyone.
Yeah.
Except Lucy, who looks great.
Lucy looks great. I think Lucy's one of the first ones.
Everyone else looks like...
The ghoul looks pretty alright as well. The Gogs himself.
The Gogs looks less ghoulish than all the non-ghoul characters.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, what's your question?
So my question is, did they all just survive? So Moldova says, Hank, you got to choose between your daughter and all these vault dwellers, and Hank goes, easy, my daughter. And Moldova then sets all the other vault dwellers loose into the wasteland? What happens? Do they survive? They end up back in Vault 33?
I don't... Okay, so what happens
What happens in episode...
Hank
1
says,
or 3?
Easy. I can make that decision. My decision is I'm going to lock Lucy in a janitor's closet.
That's what happens.
And then a bomb goes off.
Yeah.
And then Vault 33, our main vault that Lucy's from and everyone else kind of is from, like a few of them died from the raiders, and then they kidnapped the leftover raiders and keep them in cells. And they've decided that they're going to rehabilitate them.
Okay, that explains a scene that I was really confused about, where there's this guy and
Reg
and this guy.
Reg and Woody are like 2 of the counselors.
Is this all in episode 3? What is all? I haven't heard of any of this.
It's like in episode 3 and 5, I think.
And also seems irrelevant.
So Reg and Woody, we have. After Hank dies. No, Hank gets kidnapped by the raiders.
Yeah.
I didn't really know what happened with Hank. And
Literally the whole show is Lucy looking for Hank.
Yeah.
That's her one character motivation.
Yeah. So Lucy's looking for her father.
Yeah.
She goes into the wasteland after she escapes. She dips with the help of Norm and Chet. And so leftover, Hank was the overseer
Yes.
of Vault 33.
Yes.
Now, Woody, Reg, and Betty were
Okay,
other
full
counselors.
disclosure, Betty is the only other person on this board I've never heard of.
You haven't heard of Betty?
Who the fuck is Betty?
I have so many questions about Betty.
Oh, I can't answer any of them.
Betty is from Vault 31.
What?
And it turns out every overseer, including Hank,
Yeah.
for the past 200 years
Yeah.
in Vault 33, have all been people from Vault 31.
Yeah.
Why are you saying yeah?
Because I know this.
Oh,
I just didn't realize Betty was from Vault 31.
Betty's from Vault.
Do you know
31.
how that works?
No, I don't.
Okay.
But I'll get to that in a second because I want to also say, because Vault 32 was raided and then the raiders came into Vault 33. Norm goes over to 32.
Yep.
And sees the place destroyed and bodies everywhere. Same with Chet. They both go over there. Then they go back. And then the next day, Betty's like, yo, as new overseer, what I've decided we'll do is we're going to populate 32. We're going to split that out 33 in half. I'm going to assign you to either stay here or go to 32. And they have a tour through 32. 32 looks immaculate.
Okay.
In under 24 hours,
Yeah.
they've removed all the bodies, they painted them all, it's like wet paint, and Norm notices this, but it looks like glorious, like a
Because when they first rocked up to
Holiday
32,
home. Yeah.
everyone had killed themselves.
Yes, I wasn't sure if they'd killed themselves or not.
It was like hanging,
Yeah.
forks in toasters, stabbing each other, pills, everything.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
They wrote death to management in blood on the walls.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I only saw little bits, like the very end of them running back.
No,
into
there was a
the-
whole haunting 4 or 5 minute scene where they just walked through, freaking out.
Okay. So why is Betty from 31?
Okay, so later on, Norm heads over to Vault 31 and discovers
Oh, sorry. That's end of episode 7, the last episode I watched. Norm's heading over to Vault 31
yeah.
and he hears a rustling.
yeah, so that rustling is a small brain in a little glass box on the floor.
The fuck?
It's like a preserved brain that's the overseer.
Okay. Oh, that's the over of 31.
Yep. And what 31 is just a big corridor full of cryogenic pods. And what they do is every few years, they release a new body from the cryogen. They wake it up, they give it a zippy zoopy zap, and they head over to marry into Vault 32 or 33. And the people in the vats, the people in these cryogenic pods in 31 are all Vault Tech staff from the 50s.
Oh.
They all got frozen, and now they get to wake up and be overseers of the vaults. So Hank McLean has been alive since the 50s, and he was an executive assistant to the higher-ups at Vault Tech.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's been lying to everyone this whole time.
Because also Steph Eye Patch Lady, she's also...
Oh, what?
She's from 31.
Oh, shit.
And she becomes the overseer of 32 when they transfer her over.
Oh, shit. Okay. This is great.
And she's always acting off. She's always acting real weird.
Yeah.
Oh.
Initially, I thought everyone was acting real weird because they've been living in a metal tank for 200 years.
Yeah.
But this makes sense. It's because they haven't.
It's because they haven't.
They haven't been alive for 200 years.
And they just don't say anything. Okay. I think we'll get... Should we come back to Hank and this
No,
whole...
that's most of it, I think. It'll come back up in terms of you're going to want to know what happens to them all. But, that's it. That's the intrigue. We've solved the riddle of
we've connected
what's in
that.
Vault 32 and what's in Vault 31.
Excellent. Who do you want to go after next? The Ghoul
The Ghoul is the most difficult one for me.
or the Maximus?
So can we do the Maximus?
Yeah, let's do Maximus. So the characters that I have here that I think relate to Maximus are Dane and
Knight Titus.
Knight Titus, and then also that one there. What's his name?
Thaddeus?
Thaddeus.
Who is that?
You don't know Thaddeus?
No.
Oh, Thaddeus is a big part of this.
I beg to differ. Is Thaddeus alive?
Yes.
Oh, what? Is he part of the Knights of what? Is he part of their weird warrior culture?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, do you want to tell me what you know about Maximus, and then I'll give me your rundown of what?
Well, you met Maximus first, so I think you should start.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe.
Sure. All right. Sure.
Because I don't know who all these other characters are. I barely know anything about Dane, for example.
Maximus is part of the Brotherhood of Steel. Is as friends with Dane.
Mm-hmm.
Dane gets assigned to be basically a helper for the for one of the knights of the Brotherhood.
Is that the same thing as a squire, or is that
Yeah,
different?
squire,
Yeah,
squire.
because Maximus is also a squire.
Well, Maximus wasn't going to be a squire. Maximus was going to stay on the shit farm, which is a farm which they literally shit and then accumulate that shit shit and then get the flies that are going over that shit and they trap them and they turn them into protein.
I can't believe I missed the shit farm.
It was like one line that I got. I thought you knew more about the shit farm
I
than
know
I
nothing
do.
about the shit farm. It never comes up again.
Yeah, it's a shit farm. So Dane is going off to be a squire.
Yep.
Maximus isn't. Then Dane, on the morning in which they're going to go off and be the squire, they put their foot in their boot, and turns out, whoops, there's a razor inside their boot, and it slices up their foot.
Oh,
It's really gruesome.
oh.
And so then they have to go to hospital.
That's why they're limping by episode 8 still.
Ah, okay, yeah. Because I haven't seen them since like episode 1.
I didn't see them in between.
Okay, cool. And then the Brotherhood of Steel go to Maximus. They're like, yo, did you do this? You're friends with Dane. You seem like the jealous type. He's like, nah. I wasn't upset that it happened, but nah. He was like, because he wanted that.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, cool. Well,
Because Maximus was a tiny kid when the town of Shady Sands got destroyed, and he had that scene, you know the scene in Hawkeye where Kate Bishop looks up and sees the Avengers, sees Hawkeye, and that like sets her on her path. He has that moment with one of the knights in the big steel suits.
in one of the power armors.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Maximus is like, I want to be a squire because I want to get to be a knight one day. So Maximus gets the job of being a squire. Don't know if he put the
I don't know either.
knife in the boot. No clue. But is the squire to Knight Titus. Now, him and Knight Titus gets this mission of, hey, there's this weapon of the old world, or there's this object of the old world. Okay. The Brotherhood of Steel's whole thing is that they want to find any technology of the old world so that they can destroy it or control it so that nobody has access to any technologies from the old world.
Okay.
That's their whole
they're Seraphites.
Yeah. But then they also like use
power armor.
them to destroy. I don't know. It's really
I think
weird.
the part of the point maybe is that their ideology is inconsistent and they're just power hungry.
Oh, for sure. And
Yeah,
Maximus and Lucy are talking about this at one point. And she questions it and it's like, yeah, it's a bit weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you not know that they hang out?
I assumed so because I assumed so, but I don't know what they talk about or do.
A couple of they just talk about a couple of things. Oh, they kiss at one point.
Oh, nothing more?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because I saw them almost kiss.
Oh.
And I was like, I wonder if I missed a whole episode.
Oh, maybe they don't. I can't remember if I think they kiss. They kiss after they go into a vault.
Yeah. They go into Vault 4.
Oh, is that what number it is?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what
why
that's
it's written down there.
You have a
So
big
there's a big
square with a
Q with a
four.
number 4 in it.
Yeah. So let me hold on. Maximus is off with Knight Titus. Something happens. And Knight Titus, the next thing I see is Maximus in the power armor, Knight Titus's power armor, calling himself Knight Titus.
Okay, I can help you out here.
Great.
So they are tracking the target, which is like this weapon or the person carrying this old world thing, which I know about but won't say for now because we'll get sidetracked.
Yeah.
And they get to a cave and the beacon's coming from the cave or whatever. And Knight Titus is like, you go in. And Maximus is like, fucking, you've got the power armor. And Knight Titus is like, you're the squire. You ever want to wear one of these? Fucking, you go in. And Maximus is like, hell no, I'm not going in. You've got the armor and the gun. And Knight Titus is like, it'll count as an act of bravery. Like, you could earn a suit out of this. And Maximus is like, fucking fine. And Knight Titus follows him in. And then a giant irradiated mutant bear appears behind Knight Titus. And starts fucking him up. Like, tearing this suit of armor to pieces.
Oh my God.
And between them, they managed to just shoot this giant bear, which looks like it's been hanging out at Chernobyl for 20 years. And Knight Titus is really badly injured. And Maximus is hanging out next to their stuff, which includes what do they call those stabby syringes that make you magically better? Health kit or whatever. Stab.
Oh, not Radaway, because that's to get away, remove radiation.
Stim pack. Stim whatever.
Yeah.
And
stim. They just move their fingers about or do make little funny noises or just do whatever their body wants to do. They stim for a bit. And then they
correct.
And then they heal. So everyone in Fallout famously autistic.
So Knight Titus, and I think this picture that we have might even be from this moment, is sitting there
I can't tell what this picture
dying, takes his helmet off, he's basically sitting there like, give me the health kit, you useless piece of shit, you fucking hopeless, you can't do anything, you stupid piece of shit squire. And Maximus just sits there and doesn't give him the stim pack. And Knight Titus dies And so Maximus steps into his armor.
Oh my God. That's excellent.
So that's it for Knight Titus.
That's kind of what happened with what's his character's name? I've covered it up with Dane.
Is Dane trans?
I don't know.
Okay, I wasn't sure. There was just, I think they were maybe talking about the razor in the foot or taking on the mission or something, but they kept saying things like, thanks for like taking the hit for me because they wouldn't let me do the thing or whatever. And I don't know. But I think I'm just totally off the mark on that one.
I don't know. I haven't
great.
seen half of this show.
Well, I haven't seen Dane at all. I'm going to tick off 2 questions.
Great. I think with Maximus, it's like, okay, Dane got hit and I didn't really do anything about it. I'm just going to profit off of that.
Yeah.
So
Dane actually steps in at the end because Maximus gets dragged back to the Brothers of Steel, and he's basically brings a head and says, "This is the thing that I promised to bring."
he brought the head.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they scan it, and it's not the head.
Oh, it's not the head.
And they
I knew
almost
that.
kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Dane steps in to say, like, for the sake of the Brotherhood, please don't do this.
Wow.
So repays that or whatever.
All right. Repays what?
Well, Dane obviously felt like he owed something to Maximus. That's what you're describing, or not?
I don't
Maybe
think...
it's just friendship. Maybe they're just doing regular nice things for each other.
Yeah, it could be that.
Anyway.
So after Maximus is pretending to be Knight Titus, the Brotherhood of Steel are coming in. Mm-hmm. And they're like, yo, we know shit's fucked up. We're coming in to replace your squire because Maximus is like, my squire's dead. So they send in Thaddeus. And Thaddeus is the guy from the shit farm that used to beat the shit out of Maximus. And so now Thaddeus is carrying around all of Maximus's stuff. And I think that's okay. One thing about the show that I really like, I don't know if I mentioned last week, was that the squires like are carrying around a massive bag of like weapons and equipment and all of that. And I think that that's like a realization of the video game where in Fallout, if you're carrying too much stuff, you become like over encumbered and you walk really slowly. So you need to make sure that your inventory isn't too full. One way to get around that is to give your companion all of your shit to lug around.
That's really funny.
And then they've got to deal with it.
That's hilarious.
So I think that the squires are like, that's why they have a comically large bag of stuff.
It's also a great bit of like world building in terms of the hierarchy of this brotherhood because again, the knight is wearing a giant suit of armor that's powered by rockets. So they're going to have no issue carrying stuff. But the point is that the squire has to do it because they're like serving their time or like earning it or whatever.
Yeah, the knights, their suits are powered. The power armor is powered by like a power reactor or something. It's
nuclear.
It's I don't know. It's this, I don't know. Think a 6-inch Subway sandwich sized. Like power thing. And it's the same thing that powers the vaults. So when Lucy and Maximus are
in Vault 4, they see a bunch of them sitting there.
No, they see like one.
Oh, one?
The one that's powering the vault.
Yes.
Maximus, because Maximus thinks Lucy is going to be killed.
And so Maximus almost turns off the...
No, Maximus steals their power reactor to power up the power armor that he has. So he can barge in
I missed...
and save Lucy. But it turns out Lucy is not being killed. Their punishment is just sending her out into the wasteland, which is just setting her free.
Oh, okay. That's hilarious.
So he comes in and like beats a bunch of them, throws them across the room, and she's like, hold on. And so then they leave, and then Lucy's like, hey, we should probably give this power reactor back. And he's like, all right, but only because I almost kissed you that one time. And then... They take the power armor. They take the power reactor out of the power armor, so it's just sitting there. So I think that's probably an important moment for Maximus.
Probably. I missed most of the important moments for Maximus because
you saw half of the show.
I didn't really care about him until by the end.
Okay. They just give it back because the way into Vault 4 is you just have to go into a medical supply closet in a building. And then it just drops. It's like a...
Vault 4's got a bunch of weird lore. I would love to know if you know anything more about it.
I know literally nothing.
Because why is everyone there a mutant?
Oh, okay. Everyone there is a mutant. I have no idea.
Oh, okay. Because there's an overseer who has one eye, and he has a kind of weird anti-immigrant thing where he's like, yeah, we have to take everyone, but I mean, they don't even know how to use the bathrooms. But it's not like a deep or thought-through metaphor. It's kind of a bad joke. So I was wondering, like... What is he? What is that? What does he mean? And also, why does he have one eye? And why does the scientist have two noses? And why does this other guy's eyes glow? But you know nothing about why are they mutants because they've all come from the surface. But then, if the overseers also come from the surface, why is he a surface racist?
Okay, did you ever see that big monster?
No.
That's okay. There's this big monster that lives in an irradiated lake.
It's got a yes.
And it's like a big lizard frog thing.
Yes.
And in its mouth, it's just a bunch of fingers.
I didn't see the fingers. I just saw it looking in from the lake into a lab that's inside Vault 4 once.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it was from Vault 4 or it's something, but it's mutated human. I don't really, maybe it's mutant. Maybe they did experiments. I don't know. But it's made up, it's basically human. And I didn't realize that until we had Thaddeus almost being eaten by it.
Wait, I've got it.
What?
Vault 4 is used to test the cryogenic pods because there's a bunch of weird fucked up mutants in it and there's a bunch of cryogenic pods down the bottom. That's what was in the lab. Outside the window of that lab, I saw the giant finger eel. And what Lucy finds? What Lucy finds in that lab is footage of a woman in a tank giving birth to a bunch of sharks who immediately eat her. So that is Vault 4, because it's a lower number. Listen. Vault 4 is a lower number, so it's used to test the cryogenic pods, but they hadn't got it right yet, and it was causing fucked up mutations. And so the people who live in Vault 4 now are trying to bring them out alive and figure out what's going on. But by the time they got to Vault 31, they'd nailed the cryopods, and that's why everyone who comes out of 31 is a little bit weird, but alive and human.
I don't know if the numbers are in reference to...
Even so, that holds up.
I think that holds up. I think you might be right. Maybe. Probably.
You wouldn't build the vaults in numbered order? The 3 that are next to each other have consecutive numbers. The ones that were built together have consecutive numbers.
It could be like trams in Melbourne.
Oh, well, don't talk to me about
We're
tram
numbering
numbers
this by
in
the
Melbourne.
amount of stops it has.
Allegedly, according to my boss that one time.
33 has 33 rooms. 32 has 32 rooms. 31 has 31 rooms.
40 rooms.
4, what? That's too many. We got 4 rooms.
Yeah, but like the
They're all
tram
filled with
numbers, it's
shark
all lies.
people.
We're calling this one a 13A because it goes via the beach on weekends. Whatever. Or is it 31? What's the St Kilda tram? Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I never take it. Why would I?
Why would you?
St Kilda's a piece of trash.
Ooh,
Nah, it's
shots
pretty alright,
fired. Pew, pew, pew.
Luna Park's fine.
I stopped at Arden Station, tram stop the other day.
Oh, how
like
was
where
it?
they're building a new station. Yeah, fine. Like a long platform. It's part of St Kilda Road corridor, where busiest tram corridor in the world. So there's a lot of trams.
Is that where the 13A goes to?
Probably. You'd think that St Kilda Road would go towards St
Make
Kilda.
it do it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I like your theory about 4. Let's assume that that's canon. Boom! Boom! Becomes uncanon. Noob! So, here's the thing with
Jesus
Maximus and
Christ, this is
Thaddeus.
taking so long to talk about. What? Does Thaddeus die or not?
It's complicated.
What do you mean it's complicated?
I'll tell you. So, here's what happens. Maximus and Thaddeus, they're going on their journey to get the head. They get the head for a bit, they lose the head.
That I would love to know about. Is that episode 4?
Oh, I can't remember when they get the head or they lose the head. Look, they
get the head from Lucy?
No, they get the head from the weird finger monster, the finger lizard.
Oh, what the fuck?
Because Lucy
Yes.
loses it
In episode 3.
to the finger lizard. I don't know what episode's what.
Okay.
My memory's famously bad. I know yours is famously good, but mine's famously bad.
Lucy loses
you
the
need
head
to drop
to the
your
lizard.
expectations to bad.
Okay,
Famously bad.
I'll work on that. I'll work towards that.
Lucy gets the head.
Yes.
Should we talk about the head?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Do you want to know about the head?
Well, I have this guy here named Siggy Wiltzig.
Yeah.
And I've never seen him in my life, but
Okay.
I think I've seen his head.
Yeah, you sure have.
He has a
Okay,
thing
let's talk
in his
about
head.
episode 2. Yeah. So, episode 2 starts, by the way, respect this, with 9.5 minutes of no dialogue.
That's impressive.
It's really impressive.
You know who would love that?
What?
Fuck, who's that director that's like no dialogue?
Oh, Denis Villeneuve. Yeah. He spends most of those 9 minutes, spends 4 of those 9 minutes training a cute little dog.
Is that dog meat?
What?
The dog meat.
Probably.
There's a dog who jumps between like all these characters. Is it with Go-Go for a bit?
Goggins the Ghoul.
Is with Maximus?
Yeah, it would be. Yes, yeah, it's German Shepherd or whatever.
Thaddeus, one of them locks the dog in a drinks cooler at one point.
It's probably that dog.
I think Thaddeus does. Dog meat
Dog is not relevant.
is relevant.
Okay.
Because in the video games,
video game.
you can have a companion in all of them called Dog Meat. It's a dog that looks like that dog.
Great.
In every game, it's a different dog. All the dogs they're different dogs in all the games because they're in different areas, but they're all called Dog Meat and they all look the same.
That's so
it's
funny.
that dog.
Okay, so it's that dog.
It's dog
Spends
meat.
that time training that dog. Right at the end of that episode, there's a sense of urgency. He's escaping. I think he runs away from the facility as a scientist.
Okay.
And what he does is he stabs himself with a syringe
Yep.
and has a big fit and almost dies, and the dog gets real worried about him, right? We don't know this until the end, but what is in that syringe, the thing that he sticks into his neck, is the cold fusion device. It's a relic from the old world. It's what the Brotherhood are after. It's what Moldaver is after. It provides basically unlimited energy. I think it does nuclear fusion.
Oh, this is what Bob Howard is about.
Fascinating.
Have you seen Bob Howard?
I've
before?
seen Bob Howard, but I'm missing something. No, I'm not. I get most of it, but I don't know. I didn't know she was related to cold fusion. She's building vaults all the time. She works for Vault Tech back in the 50s.
Wait, maybe Bob Howard. No, that's not what. That's kind of what Bob Howard is about. Somebody. Oh, I can't remember who it was. Back in the 50s, right? Mm-hmm. Go-Go.
Yeah.
Go-Go McGee.
Yeah.
When he wasn't a ghoul.
Yeah.
What's his name back then? Do we know?
Cooper Howard.
Cuckoo McGee.
Yeah.
Before it was Go-Go McGee. Was it? No, we're moving on to.
No, we can't do Go-Go the Ghoul and Bob. Okay.
Okay.
What I'm telling you is that Siggy has a fusion device in his head.
Great, good to know.
Right? Everyone spends episode 2 running around chasing Siggy, right?
Yes. That's
what Maximus and Knight Titus are after
Right.
before they find an irradiated bear and get distracted.
And Lucy gets to him and takes his
Lucy
head off?
gets to him, saves him, because at this stage in her arc, she's still like, everyone should be nice to each other. We should all be just like the old America, where I'm a vault dweller, right?
She almost dies to cannibals because of that.
Yeah. What?
You haven't seen the episodes that I have?
No.
You're pretending. Did you watch all of it?
No.
Because for a couple of things, you're like, yeah. Oh, no, wait, I don't know that.
It's because they pick up and end right where. So sometimes you talk about something, and I'm like, yeah, I saw the aftermath of that. But what are you actually talking about?
That's how shows work. Turns out you need to watch all of them.
Wow.
So Lucy takes the head off. Why does Siggy say, yeah, take my head off? Like,
Okay,
why does
so-
he trust her?
Okay.
That's what I want to know.
He trusts her because she's kind of nice, I guess. No, he trusts her because she's a vault dweller, maybe.
Okay.
I forget. No, actually, I know why, but I'm going to... Just shut the fuck up.
Okay, shit. All right, so
They go, in episode 2, they find themselves in Philly. This is a town that I've just drawn.
Philadelphia.
I think it might be. But it's tiny and shit. It's not Philadelphia. It's
Oh, do they have a Philly cheesesteak?
no. So I'm drawing crosses over it
Do
because
they
it's
have a
crappy.
Philly Nuka
They've got an
steak?
old market. Look at the picture that I'm drawing. It's important.
Okay.
Okay. There's a
You've
stall.
drawn a penis on the board.
There's a stall holder there, right? There's a bunch of other townspeople.
Yeah.
Okay. Lucy walks in from one direction.
Is this where Maximus is?
No, Maximus is out here trying not to die to an irradiated bear. Look at my circle. That's
Yeah.
a bear now.
Yeah, but when
Look, I'm gonna
after Titus dies from a radiated bear, he's in a town.
Oh yeah. It's almost all the same town. They go in and out of it a bunch.
Okay,
Later
it's
on, the
Philly.
Brotherhood take it over. It's
Philly?
Yeah. So as
So it got an
Siggy
upgrade
Wilzig,
from its current state.
Siggy Wilzig, nice, walks in with a nuclear fusion device in his brain. Walton Go-Go McGee over here wanders in, also chasing the target.
Mojo Go-Go.
Because I think there's a bounty on Ziggy's head, right?
Coco Mogo, yeah.
Big shootout happens. Big Western episode. Great fun.
Yeah.
Ziggy gets shot in the foot. Walton Goggins kills everyone in the
Changed his
town.
name, it's Siggy.
Oh, Siggy Wilzig. Siggy gets shot in the foot by Walton Goggins, who kills everyone in the town. Lucy and fucking Siggy make it out with the help of this random stallholder lady because she's also after the bounty for keeping him alive. They go out walking through the desert. They have to go, it's like 32 more miles through the desert. Yeah. His foot is shot and there's a horrible device that they put on it. It's like a metallic boot. It's like a peg leg kind of thing to help with an amputee, but he's not amputated, it's just shot in the foot. So she puts it on him and it just like drills away at his leg. It's fucking awful. Anyway, so he's bleeding out as they go across the desert and he's dying and he realizes that he isn't going to make it. And he's like, you have to go on without me. And she's like, no, I won't. I think that you can make it. And he's like, no, I just took this cyanide. I'm really not going to make it. And he's like, listen to me. Here's what you need to do. You need to cut off my head and keep walking and you got to go as fast as you can. And she's like, no. And he's like, yeah, no, etc. Anyway, at the end of that episode, she cuts off his head after he dies.
Okay. Does she know what to do with the head?
Yeah, she's got to take it to... I thought she was going to Moldaver, but you insist you've never heard of this terrorist wasteland lady.
I know that she's trying to find him. Sorry, trying to find her, trying to find Lee.
Because of Hank
Because
McLean.
Hank is with Lee.
But where does she take the head? So Lucy takes the head.
That's what I'm asking you.
Well, no, but she loses it to the eel.
Yeah, so she's
How does
taking
that
it.
happen? Because I leave her in a desert and you're telling me that she drops it in a lake.
She's walking around, and then she's walking by a lake, and then it's not an eel, it's a big lizard, thank you.
Sorry, big finger lizard.
Big finger lizard, jumps out, takes the head, essentially, and then, and maybe other of her supplies, and then dips into the lake. Then...
She just loses it.
She
basically drops it and it rolls away into the gutter and she loses it down the drain. And
then what
That's
happens?
such an anticlimax.
I know.
I've been waiting a week to find out what happened.
And then Mojo Go-Go rocks up, right? Because he's following her.
He's following the head.
She's following the head. And he finds her
You know,
by
they
this
say
lake.
follow your nose, but he doesn't have one. So he's like, I'll do the next best thing. I'll follow this head.
Very good. He finds her at the lake. And it's like, yo, where's that head? She's like, I lost it. He's like, I don't believe you. She's like, I swear. So he decides to tie her up on think like a crane sort of. No, okay, you know when you're playing Hangman?
Yep.
He ties her up like Hangman.
Oh God.
Yeah, but not just her body, not a neck.
Yeah.
And then holds her over the lake and then just dips her in and then brings her out and dips her in and brings her out.
Yep.
And she's like, torturing me isn't gonna help. I lost it. And it's like, then he gives this speech, he gives this fucking soliloquy about torture. And he's like, but I'm not torturing you. I'm using you as bait for the finger lizard. Then the finger lizard comes out.
Someone says a line about torture and bait later on. I bet it's her using it against him. That's really funny.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Anyways, then they both barely get out alive.
Yeah. Without the head.
Without the head. And then
The head comes back when they're making it. Oh, okay.
Start follow they're following Go-Go McGo.
Yeah. The first time our three main characters meet is in
Go-Go.
episode 2. They're all involved in the Philadelphia shootout.
Yeah, right. So, yeah, I've never seen them all meet.
Yeah.
I've just seen them connect later and be like, hey, it's you again.
Yeah.
And they follow by using this radiation sensor and following the direction of the radiation because Gugu is a ghoul.
Yes.
If you couldn't tell by the name. And those are irradiated people.
Yeah.
So he leaves a radiation trail. So they follow that to the lake. And then they're at the lake and they fight Big Finger Lizard again. Finger Lizard's in this a lot.
I've barely seen Finger Lizard.
And Thaddeus almost gets eaten. Maximus pulls Thaddeus out of the half. Thaddeus is in the mouth kicking. And this causes the Finger Lizard to throw up all of its stuff.
Including the head.
And oh my God, we found the head. So then they have the head.
Got ya.
And then they're walking around for a bit. They're like, should we call the Brotherhood of Steel? I don't know, whatever. Because Maximus is pretending to be Knight Titus.
Yes.
And doesn't want to get found out. I think at some point, no, they don't lose the head. They almost no, they have the head for a decent amount of time, I think.
They must lose the head because Maximus ends up in Vault 4 headless.
Yes.
I mean, he has his head, just to be clear, but not an extra one.
So what happens is they get really close. They become quite good friends. How do you not know this? Because
I've never seen Thaddeus.
Keep seeing them skipping episodes, and I'm like, wow, they've really become friends in the episode that I wasn't watching. Once again, Thaddeus used to bully Maximus. They have this heart-to-heart.
Yeah.
Thaddeus is
There's a lot of that in this show. There's a lot of I literally shot you 2 episodes ago, but we did have that one shared experience, so it's fine now.
Yeah. So Maximus asks Thaddeus about Maximus as Knight Titus is like, yeah, I had this squire, they're dead. Thaddeus is like, what happened to your squire? Maximus is like, oh, I don't know, he was fine. Did you know him? Thaddeus is like, yeah, he's from the same shit farm I grew up in. And Maximus is like, tell me something bad about him. And Thaddeus is like, I don't want to speak bad about the dead. And Maximus is like, nah, do it anyway, you're my fucking squire. Maximus goes on a power trip.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And Thaddeus is like, all right, well, he was a bit of a dweeb, and I sort of beat the shit out of him. Me and the boys, we beat the shit out of him every day. But really, I only did that because I was beaten the shit out of when I was first there, and I just felt the need to exert that power onto someone else. And like he didn't deserve it and he didn't do anything to deserve it. And he was probably actually a nice guy. And I feel bad now that he's dead. He's not dead. You're talking to him. And Maximus is like, all right, bet, sick. And then they're having another heart-to-heart later on. They're celebrating because they have this head. And Maximus is like, yo, I got to tell you something. I feel like we're friends now. Can I tell you something? And Thaddeus is like, you can tell me anything. You can tell me your sexual awakening. You can tell me your deepest, darkest secrets. You can tell me if you killed a family member or something. He probably did. I don't know if he said anything, but that's the vibe. That's the vibe. Thaddeus was like, I'm your squire. Literally put anything on me. Maximus is like, all right, takes off his helmet, shows that he's not. No, Titus is Maximus. Thaddeus is like, what the fuck?
Freaks out.
You fucking cut. Why did you? Oh my God. Yeah. He gets upset. They end up having a tussle. And Thaddeus steals the power core from the power armor and steals the head. And also,
I never once knew about these power cores. Basically juggling these, basically just tossing them to and fro from each other. I've never seen one.
He also fucks up his foot real bad. Like it gets mangled, like grossly mangled in the power armor scuffle. And he
sneeze.
Bless you. Maximus is left stuck in this power armor because he was in the power armor when they were having the scuffle and the power core was taken out. So he can't get out.
Oh shit.
He's just there stuck. And Thaddeus like hobbles away.
Oh no. What
Lucy
happened?
ends up finding him because she's like, I need that head that he's got. Finds him. And then Lucy, because she was dunked in that irradiated lake for a while, she had radiation poisoning. And Maximus was like, yo, I have Radaway in this armor. It gets rid of radiation. You need that. If you don't let me out, we're both going to die.
Right.
She's like, all right, fine.
Side
Lets him
quest.
out. He actually does have Radaway, helps her out. Then they're like, well, we need a power core. Or we need medical supplies or something. I don't know. That's why they go to Vault 4.
How do they get there?
Well, they find a medical building. They walk into a supply closet and get dropped down
is
into...
he out of the armor by now?
Yeah, because she lets him out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, with the manual button on the back.
With the manual button
Not
on the
with
back.
the power core. Got you.
Yeah. So...
They should put a button on the inside. Did they not think this through?
Right? Thaddeus is looking for a way to let the Brotherhood of Steel know that he has the head. The radio is a part of this show.
Okay.
Just radio. Just the concept of radio.
Okay.
Right? So he's listening to the radio. There's this like solely fiddle channel because this one guy just happens to have a bunch of fiddle records and that's all he has. And he's like, don't tell me to change it. I literally can't. This is all I've got. It's all fiddle stuff. So he goes to this radio guy who's played by, like an ex-cast member of SNL. Very funny. Can't remember his name, but very funny guy. He always shows up in... I was watching I Think You Should Leave the other day. He was in an episode of that. It's really good. Anyways.
None of this is relevant.
No.
It's funny. Don't get me wrong.
He walks to the radio guy, and the radio guy also has like so many dead bodies from traps around the radio station of people trying to stop the music.
That's so funny.
So he goes up.
That's great. That's what I mean by like weird world building stuff.
But also it's like stuff from the game. Like you can change radio stations in the game. And I can go on a side tangent about the music, and I might a little later. But we need to stay focused. So Thaddeus calls the Brotherhood of Steel with the radio. And also, his foot's real fucked up still. And he meets this snake oil salesman, basically.
Basically or actually, because you never know with this show.
Kind of actually. And he's like, yo, I got something that will fix your foot.
Yeah.
He's like, great, I need that. He's a miracle cure. And Thaddeus also points a gun at him. He's like, I'll kill you. I'll kill you if you don't give me the right thing. And he's like, all right, I'll give you the right thing. He gives him this juice, this syringe, and his foot is like, there are tendons going everywhere, there are bones going everywhere. It's like backwards, it's gross. And
You should just put one of these amputation drill boots back on him.
Well, that sounds like it kills people.
Well, it killed that one person.
What this does is it just reformed the foot.
Oh, great.
It just like it globbed back together.
Like in the first episode when Lucy's stabbed in the guts and dying and she's like, actually, I'm fine.
No, this was like very much, this isn't just stabbed in the guts and then it healed.
This was like completely restructured the biology of the foot.
Yes.
That sounds handy. They should have had some of that on hand when Ziggy was dying.
Right? So then he goes back, the Brotherhood of Steel's coming. And all the characters are sort of together. Like Lucy's there, Maximus is there. They've come back for the head. Thaddeus is like, Brotherhoods of Steel's coming, fuck you. However, Thaddeus gets shot in the neck with like an arrow thing from a trap, I think from the Radio Man.
Okay.
But it just goes right through his neck.
Just after he recovered.
He's not dead though.
Okay.
The potion that he was given was like a shit ton of radiation that turns people into ghouls.
Okay.
Into fucking Go-Go McGee's. Now, he's like, shit, I can't go back to the Brotherhood of Steel if I'm going to have all my face peel off and have no nose and be a ghoul, because they hate Go-Go McGee's. So Thaddeus is like, all right, my bad. Here's the head. I'm going to go run off into the forest. And so then Maximus and Lucy have the head. And Maximus is like, I'm just going to take one of these heads off the people that were trying to
that's where fake head comes
stop the fiddling. I'm all for stopping fiddling. But I feel like you don't need to lose your head over it. But anyways, there are a bunch of people who lost their head over it. And so then he's like, take the real head, I'll take the bad head, whatever.
Makes sense.
And then they
Got you.
episode 8.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened. I'm going crazy. Does that explain Thaddeus? I've given you all of
You
his
gave
character.
me way too much fucking information on Thaddeus. Can I summarize Thaddeus?
Yeah.
He knows Maximus, but after a while he runs off into the desert. Done. That's all I need to know.
He's a ghoul
He's
now.
not I guess.
He had the bit where they became friends.
All right, you want to talk about Walton Goggins and then you want to talk about how the show ends? Because I feel like those are the two things we haven't addressed yet.
All right, let's talk about Go-Go.
All right, you want to put Barb Howard up there next to Go-Go because they're married? Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want me to tell you what I know?
Sure.
Because I feel like you have all the answers.
Yeah. This is a great format.
So I know the Go-Go used to be an actor in the 50s.
Yes, correct.
I know that Barb was his wife.
Correct.
She maybe used to work for Vault-Tec.
Very much so.
Okay, very involved in Vault-Tec. She was like, yo, can you do a commercial for Vault-Tec to promote the vaults? And he was like, all right, bet. He's like, I'm going to do some improv as well. I'm going to stick my thumb up and be like, yay, go Vault-Tec. And then that also has a connection because when he was in like Nam or something, they used the thumb and to judge a big explosion and see if it's too big. And then also that thumb was used for all the like the advertising for the fucking Pit Boy guy, whatever. Now, Go-Go was approached. Sorry, what's his name before that?
Cooper Howard.
Cuckoo was approached by someone else who was like disenfranchised from Vault-Tec, was a scientist working on cold fusion technology.
Oh, that's what is in Siggy's head.
Right? And said, yo, but then Vault-Tec came and just bought up all of our shit.
Is this a Native American person who's also a communist?
Yeah, they're communists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You missed an episode that's almost entirely flashback.
I was so looking forward to Flashback. I love Flashback. Flashback is my favorite part of TV. And I got barely any Flashback. I was waiting for black and white Flashback.
Yeah.
Was there black and white Flashback?
Oh, a tiny bit.
Yeah.
We see him doing the commercial and then it cuts to colour.
Oh, I want to see that. Damn. Anyways, that's all I know.
That's all you know.
That's it.
Okay, I was relying on you for a tiny bit more. That means I really have to think. Okay, this is good. So basically,
I don't
what
know how he
happens
turns into Goo-Goo. I mean,
doesn't it happen in episode 1?
Well, yeah, he
when the
rides off
giant
in
bombs
a horse
go off.
and a bomb, but then
Probably it's that.
But then he's in a grave.
What?
He's in a grave. Some raiders pull him out of a grave.
Okay, well, someone
has,
probably
like-
thought he was dead because he got so irradiated, but then it turns out he's alive and a ghoul.
No, because there was IV drips of radiation going into the grave.
Oh, okay.
And then-
maybe that's a game reference that we don't know.
I think it was to keep him alive or something.
Maybe
and
it's a
then,
mystery for the future.
but the people coming in, it was like 3 people, and the ringleader was like, yo, we're going to get this guy and he's going to help us do a heist because he helped my father do a heist, but just, we're going to bring a chicken, and if he starts going after the chicken, you shoot him.
What?
I don't know.
Okay, great.
It seemed like if he ate the chicken, then he had a taste for humans, maybe? I don't know. It was weird.
Okay.
So then they let him out of the coffin, and then he's like, I don't like y'all, and then he kills them.
Right, yeah, he does a lot of that.
And then he hugs the chicken,
Yeah.
and then lets the chicken go.
That's so funny.
That's it. That's all I have
Oh,
for
wait,
you.
there's another man in this who fucks chickens.
What?
Must be a thing.
Is it a ghoul?
No, it's a regular man.
Okay.
Calls it scientific exploration.
Ah!
It's the first, conflict that Maximus resolves when he's in the power armor.
He's
It's
dealing
like, stop
with
beating this man up. Why are you beating him up? He was fucking my chickens.
Does any beat the shit out of the guy who's...
No.
Oh, he just leaves him
Lets
be.
him run off.
Well,
None of this matters.
Okay, sorry. Tell me about the stuff that matters.
Okay. So we see a lot of Cuckoo and Barb back in the 50s.
Yeah.
He continues to do advertising,
Yeah.
working for Vault Tech. She works for Vault Tech in the research side.
Cool.
Okay? But Cuckoo has some concerns. He keeps talking to his friend who's a communist and gets drawn into like the world of communism. Okay? This communist friend says, there's something going on at Vault Tech. They have a fiduciary responsibility to their shareholders, right? They have to make money. And the way that they're going to make the most money out of their vaults is the end of the world. So Vault Tech are going to be sabotaging the peace negotiations that are currently going on because I think the US and Russia are at war in this. Is that a thing?
I thought my headcanon boom so far has been that the US just bombed itself.
No,
that
I think
Vault Tech was just like, hey, what if we just bomb our own country?
I think maybe. Not sure. I think maybe that's what happens. Anyway, they're at war with Russia, and so that's the conspiracy. So Cuckoo over here puts in an earpiece and starts spying on Barb and discovers that, yes, very much so that is happening.
I saw him have that earpiece, then throw it in the trash, and then dig it out of the trash. Because I was like, yeah, maybe I'll use it.
That's great.
Useless. Just use it. Why do you have to show us him throwing it out of it? I don't know.
Barb and
wife.
Cuckoo have a daughter called Janie, and they both want the best for Janie. And Barb is convinced that that's going to come from being in the vault and being up high in Vault Tech so that they can get a quote-unquote good vault, one of the good ones. I don't know if that means cryogenics or if that just means a nice vault. Cuckoo is like, no, he's got some hesitations. He's like, what do you mean you can't keep a dog? We have to all wear the same thing? They're going to take away our freedoms. He's that guy, right? And then has a discussion at a party.
That's ironically anti-communist, it sounds like.
Well, yeah, he's not a communist.
No. He goes to one communist thing and he's like, they go to a church. He's there with his, the friend who's like Native American. And he literally stands up halfway through and is like, this is bullshit, and leaves.
Yeah. Interesting, fascinating, because I saw just before that meeting but didn't see it.
Okay.
Sorry,
I threw you.
Yeah, you did. I was on a roll there. Basically, they both want the best for their daughter, but they have a big disagreement over how it's going to happen. Cuckoo has a conversation with another guy who works in advertising also, and he's like, dude, listen, and basically lays it all out for him. He's like, the end of the world is a product. Yep. What you got to do is you got to get on the winning side of that, right? And he's like, okay. And then that's the end of the flashbacks mostly, and then we head into episode 8.
So what happened, because the bomb, we see in episode 1. Bombs during the birthday party. No, he's at a birthday party.
I don't know.
Oh, you didn't see
I saw only the bombs.
Okay, so he's at a birthday party playing an old cowboy character.
Yes.
But it's not for his daughter or his... I don't think it's for his daughter or for his
probably
family.
for someone at Vault Tech.
For someone else.
It might even be for Hank.
Oh, that would be wild. But the bombs go off.
Hank's a huge fan of Cuckoo's acting work.
Oh, shit.
He's an executive assistant, and he comes, he's like, hi, sorry, I don't want to be that guy, but can I get your autograph, etc., etc.
So I'm okay.
What information is missing for you?
Well, the bombs go off. Shouldn't they be in the vault already?
That's not how this works. You have a vault to run away to when the bombs go off.
Okay.
That's why they all scramble to the vault. I don't know. Because he was protecting his daughter. Well, we did see people beating each other up to get into the vault. I don't know. I didn't see that episode.
Yeah, okay. Sorry. All right. Guess we'll never know.
Anyway, so his whole motivation is that he wants to know where his wife and daughter are.
Sick.
I think you knew that from context.
How does this wrap up?
Oh, how does this show end?
Yeah.
Okay. I know the end of the end. I have to wind back to the start of the end. Basically, Lucy finds Lee Moldaver.
Oh! All right.
She's got Hank McLean in a cage.
Oh.
And a zombie.
A zombie?
Just like, not a ghoul, a person who is like so irradiated and like their skin is peeling away and they're not capable of any human speech and they're tied to a chair and they're like, yeah.
Okay. She gives her a choice. Which one would you rather save?
No, Lucy
Your
rocks
father or
up
the
and she's
zombie?
like, let my dad go. And Lee's like, hear me out. Your dad's been lying to you. He comes out of a cryogenic tank. He was a bad husband and didn't let your mum go when she wanted to go. Your mum left with you and Norm. Your mum ran away to Shady Sands, which is a big city. And your dad nuked that town.
Oh, when?
When? Like when Lucy was little. Like you see those brief flashbacks.
But when they're in the vault.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This
in the
isn't
modern day.
This isn't like pre-war, like pre-explosion. They were there.
No, this is now.
out.
This is just a few years ago.
Why doesn't she remember that?
Well, you see that flashback multiple times through episode 8 and it mutates and changes a bit.
Okay.
Like she's remembering that it could be true or was true or she doesn't have enough info. She just has a memory of her mum giving her a hug, but is it in the cornfield in the vault or is it actually outside? She doesn't really know. Right. And so then there's Moldaver and Hank are talking over each other, being like, that's not true, here's why, that's not true, here's why, don't listen to her, don't listen to him. Mm-hmm. Lucy also has the head with the cold fusion reactor in it.
Oh, yeah,
right?
All right, I forgot about that.
And Lee's like, I need that. That can give almost unlimited power and we can start fixing this horrible wasteland that we live in. Mm-hmm. Lucy thinks about it for a real long time. Yeah. However, there's a bit of time pressure because the Brotherhood of Steel have launched waves of attack helicopters towards this observatory, and there's a giant battle going on between the Brotherhood of Steel and Moldaver's raiders.
Okay.
You with me?
Yeah, I'm barely holding on.
Maximus is also there as part of that assault.
As part of the which side?
As part of the Brotherhood of Steel. Okay. But he's not happy with the Brotherhood of Steel.
Okay. Sick.
Just before this, there's a scene where the leader of the Brotherhood of Steel is like, yo, Maximus, everything's fucked up. Mm-hmm. But if you and I go and get that cold fusion reactor, we can rule. Just you and me. I'll be the brains and you be the sword. What do you reckon? Oh. Which Maximus loves power.
And the sword?
But also he's like, nah, this feels bad. So he's feeling not great. So he and Dana are in a helicopter also.
I feel like...
You with me? The stage is set.
The stage is set. Very slight side tangent.
Yep.
The Brotherhood of Steel, like we have a character named Maximus. We have a character named Titus. We have a name named Thaddeus, like a guy named Thaddeus. These are all like very, I don't know, grand names.
Yeah.
There's a limited amount of those. They seem to have a lot of people. Do they have someone that like, fuck, all right, Gary, like, I'm sorry, we gave Maximus away. That was our last good one.
Well, there's Dane.
Oh, yeah, Dane.
So I reckon they ran out at about Dane.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, continue.
All right, so this big battle wages.
Yeah.
Lucy's like, but basically, the reason that Moldaver has kept Hank alive is because she needs a code. He's got an override or an access code for this cold fusion reactor.
Okay.
So.
Why does he have it? Doesn't matter.
He's an overseer. He's an admin from Vault-Tec.
Get another overseer.
Maybe he's a more senior overseer?
Oh, yeah, because he's one for cryogenically, whatever. Because some of the Vaults are just like new people.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Moldaver plugs the cold fusion reactor in. Lucy says, Dad, just give her the fucking code. Yeah. Hank, distraught, devastated that his daughter doesn't love him anymore, just gives him the code. Lucy lets him out.
Great.
Asks Maximus to shoot the lock in the cage. Maximus is rocked up just before everyone else.
Okay.
Just before everyone else at Brotherhood of Steel. By the way, Brotherhood of Steel win that fight by so much. Absolutely demolish these raiders. But Go-Go over here knows that the power armor of the Brotherhood of Steel has a weakness in the welding. So he turns the lights out, shoots a bunch of them, murders a bunch of them in the power armor.
Cool.
Hank puts himself in a suit of power armor, runs off into the fucking desert.
Oh
okay?
Okay.
I'm trying to provide a conclusion to everyone. That zombie? That's Lucy's mum.
Oh! Whoa!
Lucy feels really sorry for that zombie that used to be her mum, feels really sad, and shoots the zombie to put it out of its misery.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Maximus decides to stay, but he's not happy with the Brotherhood of Steel. But he's like, I'm going to stay and maybe you'll do an infiltration. Maybe he feels quite bad and overwhelmed. Zane steps in and is like, yo, did you kill Moldaver? Did you win this battle? And he's like, no, I didn't. And Zane's like, you killed Moldaver! All hail Knight Maximus, right? So he's now stuck in that institution.
Okay.
But doesn't believe in any of the ideology anymore.
Yeah.
Lucy and Go-Go start fucking chasing Hank. Because Go-Go, determined to know where his daughter is, that's still all he wants. Oh. And Lucy now wants some resolution with her dad, given that her mum's dead and Moldaver is also dead.
And Hank, Go-Go is like, I know that guy.
Yeah.
Sick.
And at
would
the
be
end,
a massive surprise for Go-Go to be like, that's that guy that I saw 200 years ago. Okay.
And it ends with Hank in a power suit running towards a silhouette that looks like New Vegas from the games. So season 2 is New Vegas, I guess.
Oh, that makes me feel interesting. Because New Vegas was made not by Bethesda.
Interesting.
That was made by, oh shit.
They might just use it as a setting for one episode, who knows?
Yeah, but that was made by a side studio. New Vegas, people like love that maybe more than any of the Fallout games. Those people went on to make Outer Worlds, and they're making another like mystical fantasy game at the moment. But that one was a lot more, I don't know, like it had better dialogue and better RPG elements. So people like that more. Anyways, okay.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
Like I said, I feel like I had most of that.
I feel my energy's drained.